All right, 2 hours later, and we are back. So, hello YouTube, Skip the Wolf here, back with another video for your viewing pleasure. And tonight we're going to be listening to the Wolves at the Gate album that just came out, and we're going to be listening to some pre-release songs that came out, some songs that were just released or that I didn't hear yet. So, I'm going to be doing that. So, actually, we're going to be doing that right now. So, um, first song is Palisades with Better. Um, off their new album Reacting Hypercritical, I think it is. So let's listen to this. I didn't care for My Consequences. Let's see if Better is a better song. No pun intended. So, all right. It's. I'm going to research about this album. I already tell this is probably a little bit better. But now. Reaching hypercritical, not reacting hypercritical, whatever. Yes. Uh, time signature change. That's great. That's interesting, I think. Kind of a sudden ending there, but other than that, like the whole time listening to that song, it was good. It was definitely better than My Consequences. I think that song kind of went a year out the other, and I didn't really care for the lyrics. Better, it is generic, but I'll let that pass. I'll definitely let that pass. It has a good rhythm to it. I kind of like how they had a decent guitar tone. Vocalist, apparently, it's a new vocalist. It's not his best performance ever, but like definitely a step above the previous single. Like, I wonder if this new album will do anything good. But to be honest with you, I'm not really huge into the whole metalcore thing. Because I look up all the metalcore playlists and it all just sounds the same. You probably know that by now, but yeah, that's just how it is. So, and we're going to be listening to the. If I didn't say this already, if they didn't delay it for, I'm gonna check if Wolves at the Gate because sometimes they don't put the albums in there. Yeah, Eulogies by Wolves at the Gate is out on Spotify where I live right now. So that's different. Yeah, and it still says Deadweight. That's one of the singles. The album's called Eulogies, so we're gonna be listening to that later tonight. But the Meshuggah single I did not listen to, like the shortening views. So we're gonna put that on. So we're gonna see if this is any better than the previous single. Still gonna try to find out if the Palisades, if there's any information. Well, I'm just kind of listening to this song here. So, since it's coming out in 2022, but I don't see anything. So, yeah, not yet. So, yeah. Know when Meshuggah's coming out. That's for sure. Good rhythm here. Definitely a little bit more aggressive than the previous song. More addicting. Let's see. I haven't listened to the whole song yet. We have about 3 minutes left to go, so I'll put that in the like pretty good stuff so far. Oh, that's good. I like this drawn out instrumental. I think it's pretty drawn out instrumental. Like is pretty good here. There's more melody. I was expecting there to be a little bit more melody put in. I'll just say that. After this, I'm gonna skim through other songs on the release radar. You probably, I'm not listening to the Thornhill one yet, but more about that when we get done. That's the end. I just listened to the Meshuggah song, like the shortening fuse. Very good. That was better than the Palisades one. Palisades by a margin. I think I like that one better because Meshuggah like is kind of up my alley. I kind of like the progressive metal, progressive jet stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Definitely good. Nothing really different, but I liked it better than the previous single. I think it's pretty solid stuff. I wouldn't be surprised though if Meshuggah didn't end up high on my list. I wouldn't be surprised because it. I'm thinking this will probably be just another Meshuggah album, but a really good Meshuggah album. So yeah, there's that. All right. So and you know what? And I'm not giving scores to the songs because I don't score songs. So oddly enough, I do have an Imagine Dragons song on the release radar. There's some new one. We're probably gonna do the part two of that Mercury album that they released last year, but whatever. Let me. I don't really care. I'm just gonna skim through this, see if it's anything I probably know. Yeah, it doesn't sound pretty good to me. Some of you who are more intelligent on Imagine Dragons, like, and how bad they are or whatever, can tell me if the song is. It just sounds like generic Imagine Dragons. I just skimmed through it. It wasn't really that much. I'm gonna skim through some of these other songs. Um, before we get to Wolves at the Gate, and I will take a bathroom break after that, and then we will listen to. I will listen to the Wolves at the Gate. And I'm kind of thinking I'll do something a little bit different with this because I want to like kind of talk about the songs after I hear them, kind of like I do with the singles. So you'll see what I'm talking about when we get to it. So yeah, I'm just gonna listen. I'm just gonna skim through some of them. I'm not gonna listen to all of them. This Absent Body song, Saren from Relapse Records, sounds pretty. I'm just skimming through it. It sounds pretty good. Never heard of this band. They're a new band. Apparently, it's coming from an album called Plague God. Experimental sludge metal / post metal. Ex Sepultura. That's interesting. Neurosis. Scott. It's a Scott Kelly project. That's pretty cool. I'd have to listen to more of Neurosis. And I do want to check out more Sepultura, like buying their albums and stuff because I probably like it. Yeah, it sounds good. Bleed from Within. I think this is metalcore. Let's see how this sounds. It sounds like just sounds like early mid 2000s metalcore. It's okay. It sounds okay. I'm just skimming through them, so that Ibaraki thing. I'm not gonna listen to the song that's actually on there. I'm gonna listen to Tamashi no Hukai. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm just gonna skim through it real quick. I know it's Matt Heafy's side project for. I like the Mario thing at the beginning of that song. That's cool. Very aggressive, but sounds pretty good. But I don't know how interested I am in this project because I'm not a black metal guy. But I don't know. I'll probably give it a chance at some point. I'm not really a fan of Behemoth. That's why I didn't really check out the song with their lead singer. I'm not. I'm so not interested in Behemoth. I don't. I. That's a band I'm not going to check out. But whatever. And the new Thornhill song Hollywood just came out. You guys are probably going to have to let me know if that song's good because I'm not listening to any more singles from this album, which was just announced. It's called Heroin. It comes out June 3rd. And I am not listening to anything past the last single that they released, which was called Archangel. And that one was fantastic because I'm super I'm stoked for this new album to come out because I think it's going to really be good. I don't have my hopes like unbelievably high, but I have my hopes reasonably high on that one. So definitely going to be giving that one a chance when it comes out. And there will definitely be a music listening night for that one. And I think we've checked out enough. So I'm going to go to. I'm going to take a little break, and then we'll be right back to listen to Wolves at the Gate. Their new album. And we're back to listen to Wolves at the Gate. Now, I don't have high expectations for it because I don't know how this will turn out, but I'll give it a chance. I'll definitely give it a chance. If it's a disappointment, then so be it. But if it's not, then whatever. So let us begin. And we'll talk about this. I'll talk about Shadows a little bit because I said I was going to try something different. I already listened to Shadows and um, Stop the Bleeding. I will be talking about all of them and my opinion on them after I'm done listening to them. I'm going to try something different for this. So, Shadows. It was on some music listening night that I did. I don't remember which one it was. It was probably released in the second half of 2021 as a single. I didn't hear anything else. I think it's a very mediocre song. I didn't really care for it that much. I thought it was better than Stop the Bleeding. We will get there because I think Stop the Bleeding is objectively, I don't think it's a very good song. But Shadows I did think was a step above that, but it wasn't anything super special. In my opinion, the lyricism was generic on it. So there's that. So let's see what the rest of the album has to offer, shall we? So turn the sound on. We start with Peace That Starts the War. So we're going to listen to that song and we're going to do a reaction. All right. Only 3 minutes, too. So, yeah. I did hear from some sources that this song was actually all clean vocals. So, one of them was. I don't remember which one. The mixing is pretty much everything you'd expect. Mixing, mastering so far from metalcore. It's okay, but whatever. I'm just going to listen to this. And, we'll be drawing as well. So, yeah, point it out. Okay, this one has screen vocals on it. It must have been Lights and Fire, not Peace That Starts the War. I remember seeing it. Yeah, so I'm going to draw a little bit. I'll talk about it. Solo's pretty good. I'll say that the solo's good, shaping up to be pretty good so far. Oh, wait a minute. Now I know why it's 2 minutes 48 seconds. This. Uh, all right. Hold on. So I need to listen to much. But Peace That Starts the War. Here's my opinion on this song. Very good. Uh, Better than Shadows and Stop the Bleeding. I think the rhythm. They had the rhythm good. I really wish they had a third chorus. A lot of metalcore bands these days, that's what they do. They don't add third choruses to stuff, to songs. At least some songs. Not every song, but like some. There has to be at least one song that doesn't end with a third chorus. And I think the scream vocalist did a little bit better because if you remember, I did not like the scream vocals on "Stop the Bleeding." There was a couple moments where it was like, but like for the most part, he did fine. The clean vocals were fine. The lyrics though were solid enough, I guess. So yeah, that's solid enough, I guess. It's not amazing, but it's fine. It's definitely better than the other two songs. So let's listen to "Kiss the Wave." Let's see what that's about. All right. And of course, it starts with the end without, of course. That was not very good at all. I have to say that song "Kiss the Wave." I thought that was very standard, stale, very generic. Sounded kind of like they were trying to go for a Linkin Park kind of thing, metalcore kind of. There's a lot better that I mean, like there's a lot better that they've done, and I'm not even the biggest fan of this band as much, but like, well, I'll continue to give this album more chance. I am an optimistic person. We'll give this album a little bit more chances, see what they're actually up to. But "Kiss the Wave," that song, I mean, like, it's not terrible, but it's just generic. It is just generic. I've heard this kind of song before, and the breakdown at the end was so awkward, like how it led from the quiet, like kind of thing with that like bridge, and then it goes into this breakdown, which I can't even tell what was going on in that, and then it goes back to the third chorus, which I will say this: the chorus does sound like a typical pop chorus. So hate to say it, but that's just the truth. But we will give the other songs a chance. Start with Lights and Fire. I think this is the clean. And keep in mind, if a song has nothing to offer, then I won't say much about it. But I'll just try to be a lot. All right, so that was Lights and Fire. Honestly, that did grow on me as it went on. I when I first listened to it, I was like, "Oh, isn't gonna be anything really special." But then I kind of like vibed with it a little bit. Like I thought it was good. It was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't amazing. It was good. The hook is good. I do think the writing is good. There are some things that I kind of wish would have. Like I wish it didn't stop with like the automatic like stop and then the vocal thing at the end. But that's it's good. It's definitely I can see somebody really liking that song, Lights and Fire. Definitely a solid track from this album so far. And yeah, so and I'm not if by the way, I'm not playing the music because of copyright or whatever, but you'll get the if you've been watching these streams, you probably know that. But just for anybody who is kind of thrown off with them, that I'm not playing the music. So yeah, I just wanted to let that detail run through real quickly. So anyway, well now we're on the title track, track 5, Eulogies. So let's see how this is. A final eulogy left with a eulogy? What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's a final eulogy and then never mind. I'm reading the lyrics right now. How can you leave a eulogy on a eulogy? That doesn't make it. That line is really throwing me off. I'm sorry, but whatever. Here we go. Something that makes more sense. Maybe the lyrics haven't been corrected yet. I'm reading something different. I'm reading on AZ lyrics. Okay, that song wasn't terrible either. That song, it's the title track. I'll probably never listen to it again, but it wasn't terrible. A final eulogy left with a eulogy. That I was just looking at that, like, what does that even mean? You leave a eulogy on your final eulogy? What? Like, I'm trying to like figure out what the song is. Like, it's probably something about like God doing something or whatever. I'm trying to figure out what does that even mean. Genius isn't helping me out any because unreleased. So maybe if I go back and read the lyrics on something, then it'll confirm what he's saying. If I think he's just saying a final eulogy left with the eulogy. That's what it says on the AZ Lyrics website. So yeah, Way to Glory next. So let's listen to that. I'm liking this song. Right, so that was hold on, not yet. Um that was probably the best track so far, Weight of Glory. That song definitely the energy level was very good. I would like Wolves at the Gate, I would like to see them do more stuff like this. Like the heavy I would like to see them try different things. They did try something a little bit different on that. It's just an aggressive, like rather than just standard alternative standard alt metal trying to be metalcore kind of thing, because that isn't very interesting to me, like unless it has an edge to it. But like that song Way to Glory, thumbs up for that song. That song probably is my favorite so far. So let's listen to the other tracks. This one, Deadweight. Let's see what this is all about. All right, that was Deadweight. Again, it's more generic, kind of metalcore kind of thing. Like the verses, pretty solid, and then it just goes into stuff that like you've heard a million times before. Nothing interesting. Like they're trying to be metalcore, Breaking Benjamin or something. So let's listen to the other songs. Maybe they'll be better. So we have about 6 songs left here. So including Stop the Bleeding. So so good so far. Like that this is more melodic, very ballad like. Yep, you are the only one here, Wolf Princess, Wolf Prince of Darkness. Yep. I don't get a lot of streams any. I don't get a lot of attention anyway. So whatever. Solo's pretty okay. Solo work's actually not that bad on this album, but like I would like to see them do more stuff like that on because Wolves they have talent. Like they could use it on more stuff. Like it's actually pretty good. I'll put that in. Yeah, that song pretty good, pretty melodic. It's kind of different in terms of this album. Definitely good, but one song we do know about, Stop the Bleeding. Let me see if it's any better than I only heard it once, and that was the week that Holding Absence album came out last year. And let me see. Yeah, it's not very good. I just skimmed through it. It's not very good. It's so we have. Hold on. We have 4 more songs actually. So White Flag is next. And side note, there's so many songs called White Flag out there. Let's just simmer down on that a little bit, okay? That's kind of getting a little bit overused. So I just wanted to point that out. And now we can begin. So there we go. Kind of like, this is also a little bit different, honestly. Not too much, but I mean, like, there's shades of it. That was not a very good scream, but it is currently 10:05. We'll be done with this pretty soon. The heck, we're already like 1 minute 25 seconds until literally we have a minute left. Good rhythm here. Again, 2 minutes 44 seconds, and there was no third chorus to end the song. Typical. I don't know why. It would have done better with another chorus, but whatever. The rhythm on that was fine, but they just needed a little bit more to flesh that song out. It's a good idea, but they needed to flesh it out a little bit more. So we have three more songs. You're going to listen to Out of Sight, and the next song, Bracing Accusation, and Silent Anthem are the next tracks. So Yes, sir. All right, so that was Out of Sight. Another kind of just meh song. There's a lot of songs on here that are meh, like Deadweight Eulogies, Kiss the Wave, and yeah, and Shadows, which was one of the singles. Those two are meh, but like the highlights on here so far, I have three so far, and none of them I'm like super. Well, Way to Glory is very good, but like the other two, like they're good enough. But let's see if these final two songs will change that. So number 12, we have Embracing Accusation. So let's see what this is all about. I got a text. Right. That song was fine. It was just fine. It was honestly another one of those that's kind of just there. But like I do like its intention and all that stuff. But that's fine. Yeah, I'm assuming the next song will probably be unless it really impresses me or anything like that. So oh, that is bad. That scream. I'm sorry, I do not like the high screaming stuff in this. I mean, the rhythm's solid. What the heck? This is getting awkward. That's gonna fade out until like a gospel or not choir. No, it just fades out. I think that was a weird closer. I think that was a very weird closer. I didn't really. It felt like a tale of two songs. To be honest, one is kind of with good rhythms and stuff, and the other half is worship, rock and rock. I guess that was a weird closer. Like, not a huge fan. I don't. I do like. Again, I like the ambition behind it, but I'm just not. And his vocals really weren't all there. Like the screaming vocals really were not there on that track, to be honest with you. So that is the end of the album, Wolves at the Gate Eulogies. It comes out tomorrow if you're watching this at 10, whatever time it is. If you're watching this at 10:21 p.m. right now, it comes out tomorrow, so in about an hour and 30 minutes. If you're watching this in like New York or something like that, it's already out and you can listen to it or buy the CD at least. And anytime in the future, if you're watching this, it's already out. You can go listen to it. Here is my thought on this album. My final thought. This is just a first reaction. My opinion can change on this album anytime in the future. I do think that this album is. There are some attempts to make something good, like with Weight of Glory. That song I think is probably the best track on the album. No Tomorrow and Lights and Fire are pretty good. Peace That Starts the War is also solid. Like the soloing's pretty good. I wish the soloing would appear more, but no, they had to do like some tracks are just generic rock meets metalcore. That's basically what it is. Some tracks are weird. Like some tracks are very inconsistent. Like Silent Anthem, like I just said, it has that tale of two songs thing going on, which might work. Could have the potential to work, but it doesn't really. But it just doesn't mesh as well with me. Maybe, you know, like maybe if I could see myself coming back and maybe it could work, but like it just was kind of weird, I guess. And Embracing Accusation, like I don't think a lot of these I will be coming back to frequently. I mean, it seems like the production quality is solid. I will the mixing mastering is solid. It is standard, but it is solid. But I kind of like albums like Types and Shadows better. Types and Shadows, I just like the feeling of that album better than this, and even Eclipse. Because that album isn't amazing or anything. There's great songs on the album. I liked Eclipse better than this, honestly. Eulogies, like, is basically your standard, you know, Christian metalcore album. So, there's a couple of moments where I was like, this is not that good. Like, there's a couple of moments in songs where I'm like, whatever. But there's nothing offensively bad on here, I don't think. There's nothing that is just like, it's not like the Wage War album that was released last year. It's not like that. It's not like, of course, it's not going to be like Attila or Escape the Fate. It's simple. If you really gravitate towards this, you like the message of it, fine. Definitely go for this album as something significant to you. Like, definitely. Like, if you like that style of music, you'll definitely like this. Like, but they, I don't really see Wolves at the Gate really getting any better than they already were to be honest with you. And Types and Shadows is actually a pretty good album. Like, very good, actually. I like Types and Shadows a lot. Like, it is very. Has I just like the album. It's like kind of post rock a little bit, sort of. I like the atmosphere of that album a little bit better. And of course, Captors and VXV. I don't know what that stands for. 5 times 5, 10 times 10. I don't. My mind is all over the place, but correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Eulogies is probably my least favorite album from Wolves at the Gate. I'm going to say that right now. It's probably their worst album, but it's not a bad album by any means. You'll find some songs that you'll really enjoy on this album. Like, I can see a lot of people gravitating towards Weight of Glory and Lights and Fire and No Tomorrow, and even some of the other songs as well. But it's just not something that's going to translate long term with me. And, like, I do appreciate their efforts here, but it's just nothing special. So I'm going to give a letter grade first to this. I'm feeling a C plus for this because I could see. I'm not going to go B or anything like that with this album because I don't think this album really deserves a B. I think it's a perfect C plus. I'm probably not going to remember a lot of this stuff come 8 months from now. And on that note, with the actual score, it's 6 out of 10 on that. So it's probably not their best album, really. But I would like to hear what you guys think about Wolves at the Gate. Eulogies, what do you think about this album? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What is your opinion? Do you disagree with me? Leave it down in the comments. And one update before we go, the music. I am still planning the February physical media releases. If you saw the status update that I put up on my YouTube account, I had a really bad breakout on the 8th, which is why I didn't do it that day. But I will do it this weekend. I will try to work hard to do it this weekend because I really need to get that off my chest. So yeah, expect that. And it looks like my breakout's getting a little bit better. I still suffer from acne, and I'm not going to be ashamed to admit that. But anyway, yeah, that was Wolves at the Gates album. Like I said, if you just feel free to let me know everything in the comments section. This is Scamp the Wolf signing out. Take care.